If you're someone who likes trains and fighting, then boy gee golly do I have the film for you. Kill just hit VOD, and it is about an hour and a half of pure violence and carnage, and it is easily the #1 contender for the best action film of the year. If you love action films, or action films are your bag, your cup of tea, then you owe it to yourself to check this one out, because it is insane. So Kill is about this commando soldier guy who's deeply in love with this woman and wants to get married. However, her father decides to marry her off to somebody else, and they board a train to go to a different city, I believe. Anyways, he boards the train as well, and he tries to, convince her to marry him, and try to get her to not marry that guy. In the meantime, a group of bandits, a group of robbers, board the train, and they start sticking people up. Give me your wallet, give me your jewelry, pow pow. And now it's up to him to protect not only himself, but the woman he loves and her family. And my God, does it get freaking bananas. So I've seen people compare this movie to like John Wick. They say, oh, Kill is John Wick, but on a train. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think the better comparison is, I think this is The Raid on a train. I mean, either way, it would have been cool regardless. If it was John Wick on a train, I'd still watch it, take my money. So yeah, this is like full blown from start to finish, just complete chaos. This is an action film on a train, and it's like I thought to myself, like, how are they going to do that? Because trains are very claustrophobic. They're narrow train cars. Like, how are you going to have big action set pieces? And to my surprise and a little bit of shock, they pull it off, man. Like, all of these scenes are so like unique and just incredible. Like, it's so fascinating to see like normal action films where the action takes place in a big room or in a big space, but here it's a condensed environment, and to see how they work around that, and how they have like the choreography, with their strengths of a small location. Like, it's pretty awesome, like what they come up with. The action scenes in this movie are just incredible. They are insane. They're violent. This movie, like, for the first, 40 minutes, it's like, okay, hand-to-hand stuff. It's cool, it's fine. But then after that 45-minute mark, it just like snaps into just complete violent, visceral insanity. It was something I was not expecting. Like, oh, we're going this far with the violence? Like, holy shit. And there's been some really good action films this year. I think Mayhem was really good. I think 60 Minutes is completely underrated. If you haven't seen 60 Minutes, it's on Netflix. It's great. Monkey Man. But I think this one stands out as having the best, like, hand-to-hand, choreography, and just the unique setting of it all being on a train. I think this one is just like something we've never really seen before, and I thought it was just amazing. And you know what else makes it amazing? A good fucking villain. The villain in this movie is so good. He is so good. I've never seen him before. I don't know, like, if anybody watching this knows who this actor is, please recommend me some other stuff that he's in, because he is fucking awesome. He was so good. He was like kind of menacing. He wasn't like an overpowered, like, I'm villain bad guy. He was like very manipulative, very charming. He reminded me, I mean, saying it's like the Joker is a little too extreme, but like, he was just, every time he was on screen, I was just like, glued to the fucking, my eyes were just, I could not look away from him. He was just amazing and incredible. He wasn't like the best foil for our hero. He wasn't like going toe to toe with him in like a physical way, but just his presence and just his, like, you never know what he was going to do. He was unpredictable, and that's what makes some great villains. What else is cool about this movie is, like, yeah, you sell it as like, oh, the raid on a train, and then you think that that's it. You're like, oh, okay, just action scenes on a train, cool. But like, the movie it has a heart. Like, this movie wears its heart on its sleeve. It's very cute when it is cute, like between the romance between the lead characters. It's one of those movies where you get the close-ups and like a soft piano music plays. It's like, it's very adorable at times, but and then it's very violent and gruesome in the next. But like, I wasn't expecting the warmth of this movie that this movie has with the two lead characters. And also, this movie has some twists and turns, which I was not expecting at all. Within the first 45 minutes, I probably gasped like twice. And I was like, whoa, I was not expecting, a movie like this to like surprise me. And I'm not going to spoil how the story goes, because I want you to have the same experience I had, which is like, all I knew about it was an action movie that took place on a train. I didn't know anything else. And yeah, there are moments that happen in the movie where you're like, holy shit, I did not expect it to go down like this. And on top of that, the opening title card of the film doesn't happen until 45 minutes. So it's like the movie gives you the setup, it gives you the characters, it gets everyone on the train, it gives you a little bit of action, and then a fucking massive moment happens, and then it's like, boom, kill. And you're like, all right, let's go. I'm in, you got me. Okay, so there's great action, you know, great characters that are relatable and likable, an amazing villain. Like, is there anything I didn't like? And yeah, there actually is. There's actually a big, kind of, the biggest critique I can give this movie is that this movie's 2 hours long, and like, I think, if I'm guessing right, I think an hour and 30 minutes of this movie is just action. Or maybe not an hour and a half, maybe like an hour 15. An hour and 15 minutes of just pure adrenaline action. And if I'm being honest, I did start to feel the length towards the end. It did start to get a little bit exhausting, where I'm like, okay, we're still fighting. Like, I wish they could have just maybe tightened some of the fight scenes, maybe do less fighting and a little more plot and character stuff. But that's just me. Like, if you're an action junkie and all you really give a fuck about is just people fighting, then you're gonna love this, because like I said, it's literally like an hour and 15 minutes out of the 2 hour runtime that is just pure action. So if that's your thing, you're probably going to not feel the same way I do. But yeah, once it was like the last 30 minutes of the movie, I was kind of like, all right, I'm kind of exhausted now. These fight scenes aren't really doing it for me anymore. So, you know, that is my biggest critique. Even though I love this movie, even though I recommend it, I think it's fucking phenomenal. I did start to get a little bit over it towards the end, but that's just me. Anyways, highly recommend Kill. As I said, if you love action films, please, for the love of God, check this one out. I think you're gonna love it. It's one of the most unique and incredible, visceral, like complete fucking chaos of an action movie that I've seen this year. And so yeah, please check it out and let me know what you thought. And if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought. Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? Are there different action movies you preferred? Or is this your favorite action movie? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And until the next time, I will see you on the next one.